sharing a big family moment, working hard from home, relaxing with a friend. Welcome to life in the broadband age, where reliable internet has never been more important. Cascom keeps your family connected with consistent speeds up to 1 gig. And Plume Whole Home Adaptive Wi-Fi. Make sure your home's ready for life in the broadband age. Call our local service team or visit us online at cascom.com.
Well, good afternoon to you, or evening as it is now, and welcome to junior high wrestling action on Central Illinois Sports. We're live from Pikeland Community School in Pittsfield for tonight's Triangular with Pittsfield, Quincy, and Havana. Glad to be with you this evening on Central Illinois Sports. Rich Archer is alongside as well. I am Charlie Hull, and Rich, we're excited to see some wrestling here on the mat tonight.
Yes, we are. Long time coming, but we're going to get this junior high season in, so that's a lot of fun. These guys have been waiting all year for it.
For this PCS Brave squad, I believe in program history, this is the second time the program has hosted a meet. So excited to see these guys get to be able to wrestle in front of a home crowd, albeit smaller than it would be in a normal year. But we've learned a lot about what normal and not normal looks like in the past year plus. And I think you pointed out it's just kind of a sigh of relief when everybody knew that some semblance of a wrestling season would take place this year.
Absolutely, absolutely. These several of these kids, that's what they look forward to all year long. So it might interfere just a little bit with other things they've got going on, but I think a lot of them, this is a passion for them for sure.
You have a lot of these kids on all three teams that I'm sure played some youth league football at the same time. I'm sure there are several of them participating in track simultaneously along with this wrestling season. So coaches have had to kind of juggle schedules a little bit, and I think we've seen probably if one good thing has come out of this COVID-19 experience is that people seem to be a lot more cooperative when it comes to sharing some practice time.
It's amazing how flexible they've been, and hats off to coaches for doing the best they can to cooperate with multi-sport athletes, and tough on the kids, and the coaches are recognizing it, so that's great.
Tonight's schedule will start with Quincy and Havana, then Havana and Pittsfield will wrestle as they'll let the Ducks fly back to the northern, well, I guess it's really the central part of the state, but well north of here, as they've got the longest trip, and then Pittsfield and Quincy will wrestle to finish out the evening. This Quincy squad appears to have the most numbers of what we are seeing of any of the teams here, but we're not going to see a lot of forfeits, it doesn't look like, here tonight, and we hope to have some good matches throughout. Let's talk about the junior high wrestling scene. It looks like 65 pounds is about as small as they start, and that means sometimes you have maybe a fifth grader or a sixth grader filling that spot for you on a lot of teams.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how different schools take things differently. Obviously at Pittsfield we're wrestling 7th and 8th graders, and it's in Pike County it's a little bit hard to find a non-corn-fed kid to get on the wrestling team. So anyway, sometimes we end up against some 5th and 6th grade kids that are pretty light. So Pittsfield gives up several weight classes in that category.
Well, Quincy and Havana wrestling first, and we'll try to get some semblance of an idea of what weight class we're starting with. We do have a roster here. If you are familiar with any of the young folks on this squad for Quincy.
I don't know for sure who we're starting out with weight class wise, but I'm going to say this is slightly over 100-pound weight class.
Quincy, of course, in the blue singlet. Havana wearing a black and looks like maroon.
And we're going to throw a head pull here, which local coach Reel just loves those, but looks like for the most part that almost got us some points. Yeah, maybe we're going to get no, so far we haven't gotten control. This is what happens when you throw, when you do head pulls early in the match. Sometimes they ended up backfiring on you, and that's what we've got going on right now. Quincy getting some good, they're getting a set of 3 back points for a near fall here as being able to reverse that front headlock. Out of bounds.
12 seconds left here in the first period.
So that turns into a 5-point mistake for the Havana folks, and we're gonna finish up this first period here. We'll see what happens.
So an early 5-0 advantage for the Quincy wrestler as the buzzer sounds to signal the end of the first period. And we're going to get some clarification of where we're starting at weight-wise. We do know that Quincy had several wrestlers in a couple of weight classes, so they were going to start maybe with those. And so we're just trying to get some clarification here so we can call the folks by their correct names. 135 is where we started here.
All right, so Havana gets choice in second period, and they choose down.
We believe Gunnar Durhacky is the wrestler for Quincy. C.J. Welburn for Havana.
Okay.
And we get a
We're going to go back to the down position here.
6-1 the score now. The Quincy wrestler in Durhacky in the lead.
Mr. Durhacky is going to get some more back points. Got his opponent not quite getting a count yet, though. Now we're going to get a count. Got a minute and 21 seconds left here, and the clock doesn't seem to be moving, but
it's not, is it?
We did get 2 near fall points. 2 near fall points out of that.
Well, that clock starts rolling again, and the thing about it is when you're out there on the mat,
that's a long time.
Regular time seems like a long time, let alone the added 20 seconds we're going to have here in this period.
A little bit of bonus time in this period, unless we get a fall out of it. And that's what we did. Durhacky from Quincy gets a fall, up 8-1 prior to that.
Kind of took control early in that first period, in those 5 points, and then got the pin. Looks like we're going to go to one of our smaller weight classes now.
This would be Hugh Sharrow from Quincy.
And it looks like Elliot Gilreath from Havana.
All right.
The 85-pound weight class.
Mr. Sharrow gets all over the Midwest to wrestle. Got a lot of experience. And he gets a nice double leg takedown shortly after the whistle. He's going to go to work. He's going to let him go. Work on another takedown.
Looks like good quickness from both of these young men.
Absolutely. There's another double leg. He's going to let him up again. Right off the bat, we got a 4-2 score here.
What's the strategy on that, letting him back up? He just likes to wrestle more from his feet?
Yeah, he likes to wrestle more from his feet, and I would anticipate that he's got a nice near side cradle going on here, and he gets the fall with 28 seconds left in the first period. A lot of times that happens when we've got a little bit of difference in competitive abilities.
So if we're working right back up the weight class here, this should be Corey Hurst from Havana and Isaac Smith from Quincy in the 95-pound weight class. So Quincy has taken the first 2 bouts here tonight. Both wrestlers just kind of...
We've got a little scramble for position here. Quincy trying to get a 2-point takedown out of this, and Havana's doing a nice job of defending that off. The Quincy wrestler's going to circle to the back now, and he's about to get his 2.
And there they are.
All right, now he's going to start his pinning combination. Looking for a breakdown.
Isaac Smith in the blue singlet, the Quincy wrestler. 15 seconds to go in this first period. He's up 2-0 on Havana's Corey Hurst. It looks like that's going to be our...
Take care of that for 2-0 after the first period.
So flip for position here. And how about the strategy on choice of whether you start up or down or neutral?
It's kind of interesting to see different coaches' philosophies on that. Lots of times in Pittsfield we've been used to taking down at first choice. In this junior high season, it seems like we defer a lot to let the other team choose first. And Quincy's working on getting an escape out of this. Not quite there yet.
Corey Hurst from Havana looking to try to get some points here. And as he's behind Isaac Smith 2-0 here in period number 2.
Looks like he's going to get him on his back and try to get some points. He's got a makeshift cradle going on here, and he's got his 3 back point count, but I'm not sure he's going to get the fall out. And he did. He did. I'm surprised he did. Nice job by the Havana wrestler.
43 seconds in the second period.
Havana gets the win.
Their first of the evening so far. And again, trying to do our best here just to make sure we're calling the right name with the right wrestler. As there were a couple of weight classes with multiple wrestlers from Quincy. So we believe this would be at 105.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Cam and Drayden Mayfield from Quincy and Havana, respectively. This 105-ish weight class is where you see some of your smaller high school wrestlers, maybe just a hair smaller than that.
Yeah, sure would be.
And, you know, it's kind of amazing the amount of strength somebody with as little meat on their bones or muscle as they may have can really have at this weight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, nice takedown for Quincy there.
Cooper Cam looks like they'll be out of bounds here, and everybody back in the middle of the mat. Good little in-person crowd on hand here tonight. I'm not sure what the regulations were for fans, but good to see some folks in the bleachers be able to watch these young people wrestle in person.
Oh, now we've got Cam's got his opponent on his back. He's got his 3-point near fall count. He's trying to scoop the head and get him finished off, and the buzzer saves Mr. Mayfield.
So it'll be 5-0 Cooper Cam from Quincy with the lead as we head into the second period.
He's going to defer, and Havana is going to take. He's going to take top. That's an interesting strategy. He likes to work from the top position instead of trying to work down, but he's going to have to hang on to his opponent, or he's going to give up that easy escape point. So now we're back to neutral.
And it is a 6-0 score. So those 3 points right at the end of the first period were awarded.
We've got another takedown by Cam from Quincy, and he's going to get some near fall points again here.
Current 7-0 lead. And then add a couple more, it looks like. So 9-0, and now.
Oh, and he's got a fall out of it. 56 seconds left in the second period. Nice job by Mr. Cam.
Pretty dominant fashion there by Cooper Cam at 105. We'll be now at 119 if we're staying in order here.
These guys look maybe just a little bit smaller than 119, but okay, maybe so.
If that's true, it'll be Eli Roberts of Quincy and Carson Hallmark of Havana. Like the card.
All right. We've got a takedown by
Eli
Roberts, and he is working his way to a pinning combination here. He's got his opponent rolled on the back, and then he's got it fall quickly in the first period. 43 seconds left. Nice job.
So Quincy with a pretty dominating start here. Yep. You can count. Now 126, we have Carter Shank of Quincy and William Cook of Havana.
Guys working, doing a little hand fighting here, working for position.
Is it a little harder at the junior high level where you maybe only will see a wrestler once a year to kind of come in with much strategy on what you want to do against that particular opponent?
A lot of times it is, yes. You get a little farther into the season and you try to do a little coaching or scouting potentially on some of your opponents into the postseason. But yes, a lot of getting a feel at the beginning of the first period. They're still scrambling on their feet. Nice job by Havana staying in balance. Quincy got an inside collar tie, trying to get some leverage here. Coach talking about a snap down here, and that hasn't quite worked yet, but that's what we're working toward, it looks like, on the Quincy side.
It'll be scoreless at the end of the first period here. Looks like the flip was Havana's way. They deferred, and Quincy decides to take the down position here.
All right. Nice attempt to sit out there. Mr. Cook is hanging on, doing his best to get his opponent back flattened to the mat so he can get some activity going for a pinning combination, and they get out of bounds.
What kind of space are we talking about in this circle? You know the square footage here?
I sure
you
don't.
have to work in?
I sure don't.
It's amazing how much action can take place in that amount of
small
space,
circle,
though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And it's amazing how far away that out-of-bounds line can look if you're trying to get to it.
That's right. Got a good reversal there for Quincy, back in control. Looking to come up with a combination for a pin here, if possible. Breaking his opponent down.
Carter Shank is the wrestler for Quincy here in the 126.
Carter got out of position. He's going to give up a reversal.
Let's move William Cook here. We're tied at 2, 30 seconds remaining in the second period.
Very likely could have the same thing happen as he doesn't keep his weight back. Working on getting a half here, and he's thinking seriously about running his pinning combination. He's going to get out to the side here with that half in, and he's going to work on getting him turned, and that's the direction he's headed.
And time expires here, and so we'll be 2-all headed into the third and deciding period. Unless you see overtime, of course.
That's correct. All right, so Havana's going. Okay, Quincy chooses not to take top position, but to go ahead and defer and give a point to Havana so that they can wrestle on their feet. Interesting move to give up the point. Quincy is now trailing 3-2.
So a lot of confidence in the Quincy coaches and Carter Shank that he's going to get a takedown.
He's going to get a takedown here, and that's correct. We got a stall call on green for no activity. Warning, at least. Next one will be a point. Oh, so close to the outside edge there. William Cook was on his way to get in a 2-point takedown there.
1:01 left in the period. Cook does have the 3-2 advantage.
Cook takes the aggressive move and goes at his opponent there for sure. Awarding another point to Cook for stalling on Shank.
So
looks like it's going to be a battle to the end here. Oh, and we've just caught back up. Shank gets a 2-point takedown. We're tied, and now he's slipped in a half, and he's going to see if he can't get Cook on his back before the end of the period here.
28 seconds left.
Nice job of defending that off, so he's going to switch sides. Just thinking about, now we're potentially going to have a reversal here, and we do have a reversal. William Cook is now back in the lead.
6-4 with 10 seconds to wrestle in this match.
He's going to do his best to get him on his back, and he is. He's going to get a near fall count out of this. William Cook came back strong in the third period.
Wins that 8-4, and definitely our most competitive matchup so far.
Good match all the way through.
Funny COVID rules, you can't shake hands.
That's true.
You could just wrestle.
Just wave to the
roll
crowd.
All over the place. So I believe we're back to 135 here in CJ Welburn and Gunnar Derhacky. I believe earlier we saw actually a 145 match that started the evening. So we believe this is Gunnar Derhacky and CJ Welburn. Welburn for Havana, Derhacky for Quincy.
Oh, this is going to be a pretty good battle. It looks like. Having trouble staying in bounds to start the period.
We believe we're at 135. We know C.J. Welburn is the wrestler for Havana for sure, and we believe we were seeing Gunnar Durhacky here for Quincy.
Looks like Durhacky's working hard to get his head out of a little bit of a headlock there and get a 2-point, but nice job by Havana fending that off.
8 seconds here in the first period, still scoreless.
A lot of scrambling on the floor, but nobody's been able to get a 2-point takedown out of this.
What appears to be a pretty couple of evenly matched wrestlers here.
Very much so.
I think the first period is indicative of what we'll see the rest of the way here.
All right, Green wins the toss, and they're going to defer. Quincy's going to defer to C.J. Welburn. He's going to take top. He intends to do something with this opportunity. A sit-out attempt by Durhacky. He's gotten to his feet. He's going to scramble.
Still not completely gotten out of the grasp, has he?
No. C.J. Welburn's hanging on for dear life right now, and Durhacky's trying to get his leg free to circle, and that's what he's going to do and get his 2 points.
2-0 Durhacky of Quincy with 55 seconds left in period number 2.
He's going to try to run a power half here and see if he can't get Mr. Welburn turning, and he's going to have nothing of it. Driving hard, and C.J. Welburn is doing his best to fend this off. But only so long is that going to work. He's got him past halfway. Ray, I'm a little surprised you're not giving him a count. There we go. No. Now we're going to get a count. Durhacky's working hard to get a fall here. He's out in front. It's a little bit hard to hold Welburn in position to get a consistent count.
5 seconds in the period.
Oh, and he does it. Welburn.
Second remaining.
Welburn ran out of gas there, and Durhacky finished that strongly. Nice match.
So I believe we'll have another 145 matchup here. I think we'll see Lily Floria of Quincy and Clinton Stevens of Havana here at 145.
145.
Again, Quincy in the blue singlet, Havana in the dark black with maroon. The Devils and the Ducks. Although I think Quincy Junior High is the Comets.
I believe that's correct.
Comets and the Ducks, they both fly.
Still working off our feed here. Back to neutral position.
Is this a pretty normal thing you see in the junior high? You get multiple wrestlers in the same weight class?
It happens at certain weight classes, yes, sure does. Oh, we got a takedown for Floria. She's trying to break her opponent down.
Okay, buzzer sounds, 2-0 Lily Floria on top, and now just because I don't know, is there one state in junior high when there is a state tournament? It doesn't separate boys and girls like the high school has done now?
That's
is that
correct. That's correct, yes. For IESA, that would be correct.
So Lily Floria has the 2-0 advantage over young Mr. Clinton Stevens of Havana.
Clinton Stevens having a little hard time getting to the line appropriately.
You probably see a variation of experience for wrestlers at the junior high level. Some of them have wrestled probably since they were 4 or 5 years old, and others this could be their first experience.
That's right. That's right. appears to me maybe we've got a little bit of inexperience in this match. So Clinton started down, and he's going to attempt to get to his feet here. Lily's looks to me to be have a little bit of experience. She's implementing a crossface here to try to drive his head around. She's going to work on getting the cradle here if she can, looks to me like. A little bit of hand fighting going on there. Clinton's trying to keep that from happening, but she's got her hands locked and she's going to roll him back. Nice job of fighting that off and breaking the hands loose. She's going to go right back to the same plan here. Get him broken down, then she's going to work the crossface. She's listening pretty well to her coach right now.
There's not a lot of secrets when it comes to coaching from the corners. Your opponent can hear just what you can hear.
Everybody's going to know what the plan is when it's. I often wonder how many times the wrestlers can actually respond to what they're hearing from the corner when they're busy giving every last inch of energy that they have. But
final seconds here of the second period. Lily Floria a 2-0 lead over Clinton Stevens, and we'll head to period number 3.
Okay, Lily Floria's decided that she's going to take top position on her choice. Okay, Clinton Stevens is going to. Oh, okay. Maybe we hadn't decided exactly how we were going to do that. Lily decided she'd take down. She's working on getting out from underneath Clinton Stevens. She's going to get a leg here in just a second. But Clinton has decided he's going to get a half in, and he's got her rolled to her back, and the count begins. Oh, look at that. Nice comeback by Clinton Stevens. Gets the fall with 57 seconds left in the third period.
Stevens of Havana with the victory, and now we will move to 155. Hunter Cole of Quincy and Austin Burgett of Havana. B-U-R-G-G-E-T. I believe is what we're seeing here. Could be Burgett. I will say that some wrestling coaches have better penmanship than others.
I'd agree with that.
Not that I have good penmanship. There's Michelle Frieden, who taught me how to have bad penmanship, I think. That's what it was. I think she said I was a lost cause by that point. Cubs fan, can't trust him, though. So it looks like we maybe have a, what do we have here? Maybe a late addition to some things, we think.
Going to mix it up just a little bit here, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to figure out who we have on this.
Yeah, I don't have much of a, let's see if I can pull up the roster for Havana real quick and try to give us an idea.
Maybe this could be Jeslyn Cookert against
Caleb
Wand.
Yeah. Could be at that 187. That could be correct.
Caleb Wand's got a takedown early in this period, and he's got a cradle in. He has now got his near fall count. Jeslyn's going to have to do a little work to try to get this broken. She's got 28 seconds left in the period to try to fend off this cradle. Okay, so Caleb let loose of that, and he's going to go for the half and turn her the other direction. At this point, she did a nice job of trying to fight off that pin, but a lot of time left in that period. Fall with 12 seconds left.
So Wand with the fall here. Now we'll try to see what we've got going on. Quincy and Havana. Then Pittsfield will wrestle Havana. I believe after that they're going to recognize the 8th grade wrestlers for Pittsfield. And then Pittsfield and Quincy will wrestle to finish the evening. And so this could be Austin Burgett and Hunter Cole here, I believe, at 155.
Okay.
What we've got going on. Cole for Quincy, Burgett for Havana.
Burgett for Havana got a quick takedown here, and he's got Cole on his back. He's getting his 5 count, and he's doing the best he can to get his shoulders clear to the mat here. And there's the pin. 13 seconds left. So Burgett with the pin for Havana.
And as far as we know, that should be it for the Quincy and Havana matchup here. We have 2 officials working, and you keep hearing about officials shortages in just about every sport. That's nothing new to the wrestling scene. As long as I can remember talking about wrestling, they've always needed more officials.
That's absolutely right. And I think the reason we have 2 working tonight is that Ray is a training official, and Mitchell Barton is in training to get his full certification.
And I think some of the things you hear about why you have maybe some shortages there is you have to know some of the intricacies of the sport to be able to officiate it. So it's one of those sports that if you didn't necessarily participate at one point or time, it's very difficult to officiate, whereas you might be able to pick up basketball or football, as it may be. What did you say? Volleyball. I don't know. Volleyball looks harder than it is too, but wrestling definitely is one of those things. If you haven't done it, it's probably harder to officiate.
I think it would be.
So we will have Pittsfield and Havana coming up here. Is this what I'm looking at, John? Thank you. Thank you, John. It looks like we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matchups between the Ducks
9
and
matches.
The Braves. I'm assuming these numbers off to the left is the order we're going to go in, which is very helpful, by the way.
I think that's a pretty good plan that they put in place there.
The Braves were in action, last on Saturday at Lincoln?
That's correct.
And how did they fare in that matchup?
They did very well. They wrestled against Lincoln, and they also wrestled again. We got a couple of Quincy wrestlers going to wrestle each other here. Might be a little hard to figure out who these 2 are.
Well, my bet would be Quincy's going to win.
I think that's a pretty good chance, yes.
That's another thing with wrestling. Sometimes you could hop on the bus thinking you're going to have an opponent, and with the way weigh-ins are, you may not wrestle.
That's absolutely right. Been a lot of traveling for not very much wrestling sometimes.
What about the class situation for junior high wrestling? Is it a 3-class? Is it a 2-class system? Or is everybody in the same division when it comes to postseason?
I think everybody's in the same division, Charlie. But
not that it matters this year because there's no postseason.
There's no postseason. You better not quote me on that.
Although, it's interesting. I was reading today, it looked like the Wrestling Coaches Association is going to have some semblance of a state tournament that they were going to try to put together, possibly in the Springfield area.
Okay.
To give some wrestlers, an unofficial state tournament. As far as state action goes, I believe at the high school level, baseball and softball are the only 2. I'm not so sure wrestling is not, track is not going to have a state tournament, but they aren't at the junior high level. They're only going to go to a sectional.
Okay.
If you can figure out the rhyme or reason behind some of those things, I would love for you to be able to explain it. And for some reason on the track side, if they couldn't find a host for the sectional, they just canceled it.
I understand that, is it regional that Pleasant Hill's hosting for track?
It was they hosted a sectional at Pittsfield.
Sectional
Saturday.
at Pittsfield, someone else's facility, yeah.
John looks it up for us. There's 2 classes in wrestling. Up to 180, it looks like. Is that what it looks like to you, John? Oh, there's 180 participants. Up to 401 is the cutoff, it looks like, as far as your enrollment goes. And just guessing, that would be your 7th and 8th grade enrollment.
Right.
Even if you had 5th or 6th graders wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Although in the situations where you have 5th and 6th graders wrestling, a lot of the times it's because you have a lower enrollment and fewer young people to choose from.
Right.
We have an extra match going on here between a couple of wrestlers from Quincy before we would transition to the Pittsfield and Havana.
Got a stalemate. They're going to come back to neutral.
And it's just kind of difficult. We apologize for the lack of names in this one. It's just kind of difficult to know who's who when you're both wearing the blue. What's an estimate on number of events a young person has participated in before they would get to the junior high level? Let's take a kid like, I don't know, Luke Archer, for instance. How much wrestling has he done in 14 years of existence?
He's probably got about 220 matches behind him at this point. So maybe 240 at some point. And then we've got some folks out there that are probably less than 30 that just started in the junior high age group. So,
and it doesn't mean that those wrestlers who have the fewer amount of matches can't still have success.
Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely right.
But that experience sure helps as well.
It's a pretty steep learning curve to start in junior high or high school. That's for sure. But body control and strength have a lot to do with success, for sure.
The Quincy High wrestling program usually a pretty formidable foe when it comes to the mats.
Mm-hmm.
And how much of an advantage is it to have a junior high program, or how much of a disadvantage was it not to have one, I guess, before Pittsfield, just in the, 3rd year, I believe?
Yes, it's huge. And in my mind, even what's more important yet is having a youth program that leads into, even if it's not junior high, leading into high school. That you can start later in life, but you've got an uphill battle with experience that you're going to face. And there are a lot of the great wrestlers out there today in the state of Illinois that have had quite a few years worth of youth wrestling. So it's a huge advantage to feed your high school program with experienced wrestlers, no question.
Because it's really nothing, especially at some of the lower weight classes, to see a freshman competing for a state title.
That's right. Yeah, that's absolutely right.
And it's usually not their first year.
No.
So it looks like so we have another.
I expect that was in part to try to get us a few minutes in between matches for the Havana folks. Get them a little bit of a break here.
Any other special rules that have been in play this year due to the COVID restrictions?
To my knowledge, I think the primary one is the lack of handshaking, and that seems to follow just a little bit where you are when you're wrestling, possibly.
We were glad to see that they didn't have to try to wrestle while wearing a mask. That could have been difficult. It appears they're going to wrestle, or announce, I should say, the 8th grade wrestlers for Pittsfield. And young people that get to be part of a program very early on in existence, and they're hoping to be able to look back in 10 or 15 years when a program's very, very strong and say, hey, I got to be a part of the beginning of that.
I was in on that. Yeah, absolutely.
So first of all is Luke Sachs. Luke, actually one of the kids, he participated in basketball and then went and wrestled. Took advantage of the little breakup. Luke Archer. Jesse Davidsmeyer, the next 8th grader for the Braves. Tucker Cook. Cordell Mckee, who has caught the bug for the longer hair look from some of the others as well, or started the trend, as it may be. And you'll see Braxton Forshee into your screen and realize he's sporting the full mullet as well. So Ethan Darnell, also a participant here. And so those are the 8th graders for the PCS Brave squad. So congratulations to them on their final home match of their 8th grade season. And they're going to get some time to warm up on the mat, so we're going to step aside here for just a few moments on Central Illinois Sports. We'll have coverage Pittsfield and Havana, and then the Braves and Quincy Junior High all coming up next on Central Illinois Sports.
Geared Up is your local source for custom apparel and awards. Geared Up offers a wide variety of apparel options, including embroidery, t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos. We do it all. Ask us how we can help you raise funds for your local school or organization. Find us online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up custom apparel and awards.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
In the charming town of Pittsfield, Illinois, awaits a dining experience sure to impress. Nucci's Restaurant, specializing in Italian cuisine, succulent steaks, seafood, pasta, burgers, sandwiches, and scrumptious desserts, all made to order. Mouth-watering and high-quality dishes at affordable prices. Nucci's is the perfect setting for a dinner date or a family meal. It's more than dining, it's an experience. Check out Facebook for live entertainment. Once you experience Nucci's, it will become a favorite destination.
Well, welcome back on Central Illinois Sports. Glad you're with us for junior high wrestling action from Pikeland Community School. Havana and Pittsfield will wrestle now and give the Ducks an opportunity to fly north for the evening. And I believe what we should have first here would be Austin Burgett and Tucker Cook at 165. What it appears we'll have here.
Looks like that's correct.
And we saw Burgett get a win against Quincy. And so we should have a pretty good matchup here, I would say. So Cook in the red singlet. Burgett is in the dark singlet here. And we're underway.
Tucker with a single leg. Grabs the leg. Got a nice takedown there, and he's got what beginnings of a chicken wing here that's going to be pretty hard on Burgett if he gets that pulled off.
Burgett appears to have a bit of a height advantage.
Looks like it. And Tucker Cook's going to go with a patented cradle, near side cradle, and he's got his 3 count, and now he's going to get a fall out of it with 29 seconds left in the first period.
So Cook makes quick work of Burgett. And next up here, we'll have Evan Darnell of Pittsfield and Drayden Mayfield of Havana at 112.
This is the light end for Pittsfield this year, so there are a lot of those lighter weight classes that they've got to give up right off the bat.
I know over the years, talking to Randy Butler when he was coaching at the high school level, about how important it is just to have sometimes guys to fill weight classes.
Absolutely. Nice 2-point takedown for Evan Darnell, and he's working right away to get a near side cradle going here. And he's going to get him, I believe he's going to get him. Mr. Mayfield rolled it. No, not quite. He is going to get him on his back. Evan has got a nice cradle going there. And he's going to get the fall in the first period with 21 seconds left. That's a good boost of confidence for Evan Darnell right there.
So Darnell, the 7th grader, gets the victory. And here we'll have Luke Archer and Jalen Thomas at 145.
A little bit of a snap down there by Archer, and he's going to try to work a tilt, looks like. He's going to go to the wing. Hate to change it up. They're going to be out of bounds. Go right back to the tilt. And now the chicken wing. Single chicken wing with a bar arm there. That's a 5 count for a near fall. Not quite got shoulders in contact yet.
Still 12 seconds in the period.
Gives up the wing. Going to go to the half now to try to reload and get the bar arm in the half and get the second shoulder down. Ran out of time in the first period.
So Archer will have a 5-0 advantage, I believe. There it is on the board. And Jalen Thomas chooses to start up here.
A little switch by Archer. It's right back in control, gets a 2-point reversal. Gonna get a cradle going. Get another near fall. No shoulder contact on that, so he's gonna reload with a half here. A half stack, which you don't see too terribly often, but it seems to be fairly effective.
So 53 seconds remaining in the second period. Archer gets the pin. And now we'll have Luke Sachs and William Cook of Pittsfield and Havana respectively at 126.
A little bit of hand fighting here, and Luke goes right after a double leg takedown for a 2-point takedown.
Something you notice about Luke Archer and Luke Sachs both is the quickness they're able to display.
Yeah, that's a pretty good feature to have, working off your feet with some speed in this sport. Not being timid off the whistle either. Luke's got a half in on the right side. Nice defense by Cook, though. Changing his body and fighting that off. Luke switches sides, and so does Cook. So now he's just going to go to the cradle, give up the half, and work on the cradle. He's yet to get any near fall points out of it, though.
So Sachs will have the 2-0 lead and will defer on the flip, and Havana's Cook will start up. Down 2-0.
All right, Sachs runs a nice little switch there and gets right out from underneath and gets a 2-point reversal. And goes right back to work on trying to work a pinning combination of some sort here. Cook's doing a nice job of staying out in front of him. Sachs gets back in there with the cradle. Seems to be a pretty consistent pinning combination for Sachs. Got a 3-point near fall out of that. He's going to go back to work. Got a half in, and Cook is looking into it, but he's fending it off fairly well. He's got his body in position that Sachs just can't get him turned. Going to switch sides. And now he gets a turn there, and he's going to get the fall rather quickly once he got Cook rolled over.
It's kind of amazing how quickly that can happen, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
And even more so, you think one guy's got an advantage, and all of a sudden he makes a little mistake and gives his opponent an inch, and all of a sudden he's on his back.
Things can turn around so quickly.
So here we have Jake Otker and C.J. Welburn at 135. Otker for Pittsfield, Welburn for Havana. Otker, the other 7th grader in this group for Pittsfield. He talked about early on kids that are doing multiple things. I think he's playing some baseball, running some track, and wrestling all at one time. So he's busy.
Weeks, absolutely. These two decided that they want to work some collar ties, work each other's heads. Oh, Otker had the thought of running a front headlock Iowa there, but Welburn wasn't going to have it.
Got some headgear adjustment going on now. To get it secured over the flowing locks of Otker.
Right back to action, working the collar ties and hand fighting here. These two guys decide to stay on their feet until somebody grabs a leg, and they didn't get that done quite in time for the end of the first period.
So 0-0, headed into period number 2. Pittsfield's Otker wins the flip. He defers. Havana's Welburn says he will start down.
Welburn's quick off the whistle to get up onto his feet. He's yet to be awarded escape point, and Otker gets him back to the mat. Welburn's trying to figure out a way to get in position to get one Otker's legs and do a reversal here, but it hasn't happened yet. Nice job of staying back by Otker and not offering it up. Now Welburn's to his feet. Otker's got some strength to stay there, but just like you said earlier, Charlie, things turn around quickly, and just about the way you fall to the mat sometimes can make a difference. 2-point reversal for Welburn. Now he's got Otker rolled to his back. Hasn't got any near fall count yet. He's not using a half, but now he is. Got Otker rolled closer to his back, and he's going to get his 5 count and a pin also. C.J. Welburn with the win with 20 seconds left in the second period.
That was kind of one of those matches that went from not a lot going on to it was over in a hurry.
It sure was.
So now we have Tucker Cook and Jesselyn Cooker going here in this matchup. So we saw Cook wrestle earlier. And so back on the mat here against Jesselyn. Cook with the early advantage here, 2-0.
It's a takedown, and now he's slipped in a half and is going to work for a pinning combination here.
Cook was able to secure the pin in his first match of the day with the Ducks. Working with a 4-0 advantage here with 10 seconds to go in the first period.
He's got a half there, and it looks like he's trying to get Jesselyn turned. The first period comes to an end.
Cook with the 4-0 lead. He wins the flip. And will defer.
Nice.
Jesselyn Cougar will start up.
He's going to get a caution for improper positioning. Yep, there we go. Quick sit out by Cook and reverses it, and he's worked back to a pinning combination. There's the fall with 1:23 left in the second period.
So Cook, for the second time today, wins via the fall. And here we'll have Evan Darnell and Carson Hallmark in this match.
Quite a bit of height difference here, but Evan Darnell does not let that scare him. He goes right after a single leg, and he's going to get the 2-point takedown. I've been impressed with Evan Darnell's aggressiveness here early this evening.
He's lost the headgear. They're trying to get it out of the way.
Evan's working on getting a wing, and he's got a nice positioning on the wing, and he's going to get him rolled to his back, and he's going to get the pin. Evan Darnell.
That's the second pin for Darnell on the day.
That's the second pin for Darnell. Nice job by Mr. Darnell.
Having a good evening. Here we'll see Luke Archer and Clinton Stevens.
A little bit of height difference going on here again.
Junior high kids come in all shapes and sizes, don't they?
They absolutely do. Absolutely do. A 2-point takedown for Archer. Working to get a little bit of wrist control here underneath.
10 seconds remaining in the period. Archer a 2-0 advantage.
Got wrist control on the right side, and he's going to slip a half in, it looks like, on the opposite side, see if he can work a pinning combination that way.
Not before the buzzer sounds into period number 2. Stevens will get the decision, and he'll start up.
A little sit out switch there, and a reversal for another 2 points. And slip the half in and work toward getting a couple of shoulders down there for Archer.
And there's the fall. So Archer and Pittsfield picking up a pin for the second time. We'll see Jesse Davidsmeyer now on the mat for the first time at 167 against Austin Burgett. We saw Burgett wrestle against Tucker Cook earlier in this match.
Oh, wow. Takedown for Burgett, and he gets him right to his back, and then a nice reversal for Jesse Davidsmeyer. That was a little bit of a scramble there going to the mat. Jesse got caught off balance. He's going to get his Burgett rolled to his back and gets the fall fairly quickly.
So it could have been kind of an early disaster for Davidsmeyer there. He turned it around in a hurry.
Landed on his back early, but he got right out of it. Good job.
He's one of those guys that has a pretty low center of gravity at this point. He's just always been a very, very physically strong young man.
That's correct. Stout lower body.
And as you see these guys as they transition into the high school ranks and you see a little more of some weight training and that sort of thing instituted, you'll see some real strength put on display as they move up.
Absolutely.
So that appears to finish things up with Pittsfield and Havana. So the Braves and the Comets of Quincy will wrestle next. Pause for a break here on Central Illinois Sports.
No matter who wins today, you can be on the winning team. Discover a job where your pay, job security, and safety are our top priorities. At DOT, our material handlers and drivers earn some of the best money in the market. Plus, we top that off with goal-based pay opportunities, profit sharing, vacation time, 401k matching, and more. Make your fantasy team a reality. Join DOT today.
Did you know that Prairie Land FS doesn't just sell seed? They treat it and box it right here at one of their local facilities, then deliver it to your farm or fields. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
Are you searching for some meaning in life? Are you searching for a loving place to be accepted? If so, we would love for you to join us to take the next step in your life's journey together with us at Pittsfield Church of the Nazarene. Here at PCN, we're a group of real people looking to build real relationships as we journey together to experience real encounters with God. Join us online or in person at 227 West Washington in Pittsfield, Sunday mornings at 10 a.m., online on our Facebook page or YouTube channel.
Midwest Snowy, your locally owned shaved ice business, is looking forward to seeing all of our loyal customers this summer. Come try one or all of our over 30 flavors, including sugar-free and the Snowy Natural line, which has no artificial dyes or flavoring. Check out our Facebook and Instagram pages to see our schedule. If you want to see us at your event, message us on Facebook or contact us at 217-730-8886. When the weather gets hot, come see us at Midwest Snowy, the cool part of summer.
Well, we're ready for Pittsfield and Quincy now. And it looks like we'll start off with Cordell, Mckee, and Todd Smith. Kind of weight class we're looking at here, Rich?
Well, this is the heavyweight class, and it's my understanding we're going about 215 up to 286 here, so a little bit of spread. Mckee being the lighter of the two, I believe.
So McKee's in the red. Smith is in the blue singlet. And let's make sure everybody's ready to roll here. Let's shake the hands and we're underway.
Aggressive right off the bat for Todd Smith. He gets his 2-point takedown. He gets right after it. Looks like we've got a illegal move point given to Cordell Mckee there for what was fairly close to a full Nelson. That's just not legal.
For that to happen, you have to have the ring with the ropes on the sides, I believe.
That's exactly right.
What's your strategy if you're McKee here and you're giving up as much weight as you are?
If you're McKee here, you got to be quick. You're gonna have to be quick. You're gonna have to figure out a way to snake out from underneath and get to your feet. Definitely overpowered. The other thing you've got to do is make sure you don't wear yourself out on the bottom in this period so that you haven't got anything left the next time you get a chance to work off your feet. I anticipated something a little bit different than normal here this time from Coach Cook. He's going to put Mckee on top and see if he can't get an opportunity to get a breakdown and work some combinations here.
So Smith has a 2-1 lead as we start the second period.
And there is McKee's thought. He's going to do the best he can while he's got the opportunity to try to get Smith on his back. And he's accomplished that. Now all he's got to do is hang on for dear life. Oh, nice job by Cordell. Good job by Mckee, and good choice by Coach Cook on that one.
Sometimes surviving that first period can be all it takes.
Pretty important, yes, absolutely.
So here we'll have Ethan Darnell and Cale Mixer at 105. I don't believe we saw Cale wrestle earlier against Havana, and Ethan picked up a couple of pins against the Ducks when the Braves, and they went head-to-head.
I think Cale might have been one of the Quincy wrestlers that wrestled each other there.
He's trying to get a warm-up.
So he's got a little bit of a gator roll going on there for Mixer. He's gotten the takedown, and now he's going to get the fall. So Darnell gets caught in the first period here.
So Mixer with the quick victory. And here we'll have Luke Sachs and Carter Schenk, I believe. S-C-H-E-N-K. Schenk, we'll call it. At 119.
A little bit of jockeying for position before Luke Sachs decides to try to take a shot. Nice sprawl by Schenk. Defend that shot, and he's actually going to turn it around. Oh, nice scramble there on the floor. Good speed by both wrestlers to fend off giving up the 2-point takedown. Back on their feet here, sizing each other up a little bit. Schenk works works to get the takedown, and he has accomplished it this time. Two nothing Shank. He gets Sachs flattened out. Sachs is not going to be easy to get to his back, and he runs out of time.
Shank has the 2-0 advantage going into period number 2. Look at that thing roll. It's going to flip. It's going to be green side up, and Sachs will defer, it appears.
Shank is going to pick neutral and go back to working off their feet here. Looking for an opportunity to grab a single leg here if I were Luke Sachs. There, took a shot that was probably not his greatest effort. Good job by Sprawling by Shank, and he's able to circle and get another 2 points. We're about to go out of bounds here, and we're going to get a nice job by Sachs of working from the down position, trying to get out. .35 seconds left in the second period here. See how quick we are on the whistle. Attempted sit out. Shank caught the ankle of Sachs, and he wasn't able to complete that. Sachs working to try to get to his feet, and Shank is doing a nice job on top here.
So Shank with a 4-0 lead as we enter the third period.
Sachs is going to choose chop and see if he can't get his opportunity to work some sort of a combination for pin here. Down 4-0 at the beginning of the third period. He's going to have to get some back points out of this before the period's over with. Gets him broken down and rolling wrist, trying to work a half in, and he's going to get him turned here in just a second if Shank doesn't fight it off in the meantime. Yes, he does. And Sachs has got him, he's got him pinned. Nice comeback there by Sachs in the third period.
So enters the period down 4-0. And again, the strategy of taking the top position there pays off for
Absolutely.
the Braves.
Nice call by Coach Cook. Good choice. Put his wrestler in the right position on that one.
And here we have Jake Otker.
Looks like
Derek Gunner, I believe.
Derek Gunner, yeah.
Or is Gunner the last name of this young man? Let's look that up. It's something that's not handwritten. How about
to go to the mat with a little bit of a makeshift whizzer there to start with.
Gunner Durhecke.
Durhecke, okay. Durhecke scores the first points of the match with a 2-point takedown.
Durhecke's been impressive. We've seen him on the mat here tonight.
He's wrestling with strength. He's, yeah, he absolutely has. Oh, nice sit-out attempt there by Otker, and he's going to scramble and get out in front and give himself a chance to circle and get a reversal here. Durhecke catches him on the way by, though. Nice match so far, first period.
Durhecke showed the strength there as he had Otker completely up off the mat. Durhecke will defer, and Otker will start down.
See what kind of a plan Otker brings together. He's going to attempt to do a switch there, and he got caught by Durhickey before he could pull that off. Nice job by Otker of trying to get back to his feet and stay there. Durhickey is he's got a lot of strength. Durhickey's working on getting a half in here, and Otker has not fought it off quite yet. So far he hadn't. Now he's getting his count. Durhickey's got a 3-point near fall working for him right now, and he's going to try to finish it off with a fall if possible, and he does.
It's an impressive showing by Gunner Durhickey here this evening. And here we'll have Luke Archer and Hunter Cole at 145.
Hunter Cole takes a shot, sprawled out by Archer. Archer catches the leg and circles around and gets a 2-point takedown. Gonna roll up a wrist and try to slip in a half and change his course. A little bit of hand fighting going on underneath there, trying to get some wrist control.
Period comes to an end. Archer has a 2-0 advantage. Quincy wins the flip. They'll defer. Archer will say he'd like to start down.
I think the coach for Quincy is probably fairly accurate on what Archer's move is going to be off the whistle. It worked for a switch, and it did accomplish that. 2-point reversal.
Pretty much a profit that time. 4-0 Archer. Here on Hunter Cole, 145.
Going to try to work a half in on the left-hand side. Cole's doing a nice job of pulling that back. He's got the half slipped in now, and he's got a bar arm on the other side, and it's going to be pretty tough to get that broke loose. He's got him on his back. Got his 5 count for a 3-point near fall, but hadn't got him shoulders to the mat, and there he does.
So Archer with another pin. And we'll have Jesse Davidsmeyer and Caleb Wand now at 167. I think Luke Archer was telling me he wrestled some 167 on Saturday.
Yeah, he sure did. Trying to get a little extra mat time. These guys are on their feet here. Jesse's going to try that front headlock Iowa if he can. It just hadn't worked out quite yet. Go back into a single leg. He got his 2-point takedown, and he gets him to his back right off the bat. And gets the fall in the first period with 28 seconds left.
So, fairly quick work by Jesse Davidsmeyer. Shows that good strength once again. And we'll have Tucker Cook and Cameron Hill here at 185. Cook wrestled a couple of times against Havana. We've not seen Hill yet.
Nice, quick single leg takedown for Cook. Gets his first 2 points of the match. Slips in a half right off the bat here. He's not got a bar arm on the other side. That would help him a whole lot if he could get that done. Now he's got the bar arm. If he can get nice hand fighting by Cameron Hill there to prevent that from happening. And Cook's going to try to. He's got his hands full trying to come up with a cradle here. Hill did a nice job of grabbing Cook's leg and not letting him complete that move, and they ran out of time in the first period.
So Cook has the 2-0 lead, and Hill appears to have some sort of an injury, it appears. Maybe just a cramp. He's kind of grabbing at that quad.
Looks like maybe a cramp in the quad for Hill.
Which is not a good spot to be in. You're trying to.
That's a difficult thing to work out of when you've got 1:30 staring you in the face for the second period.
We certainly hope he's able to do so, as we have what appears to be a pretty good, evenly matched grouping here.
I believe so.
He's going to get to his feet here and see if he can't
get it stretched out.
Yep. Still trying to get it completely stretched out, but he's going to give it a go, is Cameron Hill. He's going to start down. Still trying to stretch that leg out, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Doing his best to be able to continue in this match is Cameron Hill. Every time he gets that leg bent back under, he just can't get that cramp worked out. He says he's ready to go. So is Cook.
Okay, they're back to their feet. Cameron Hill's trying to lock his arm up, and he ends up falling to the mat, and it's one of those things that could go either way. Tucker gets him to his back. Now he's trying to work a pinning combination to get his shoulders down. Got a nice job by Cook there to get the fall. And we've still got a pretty sore leg for Mr. Hill.
And you know, you hear a lot of things, in a football game especially. Oh, it looks like it's just a cramp. Yeah, it's just a cramp until it's your leg that's cramping.
That's right. And then it seems like it could be something quite a bit more serious than that.
And we've all been there at one point or the other. So Cook with another victory, and we'll see Braxton Forshee and Todd Smith here at the heavyweight division. First time we've seen Braxton Forshee take the mat this evening.
It's one of those matches where the first time they go to the mat, it's going to be pretty important to be on top. Right now they're working for inside position for a good collar tie. She's sizing Todd Smith up and saying, holy cow, he's bent over and he's taller than me. Both wrestlers not backing off, though. Still working for inside position. Forshee's thinking he's going to get a leg, but it looks like he's got his head down in a tough spot to stay on your feet with that kind of weight. And he does have a leg. Oh, and they make it out of the first period without a takedown.
So no score. Forshee will win the flip. He will start up.
Similar move by Coach Cook is what he did with Cordell Mckee when he had the same wrestler. Forshee's going to have to hang on to him if he's going to get him down. Smith gets a 1-point escape, and they go right back at it. Forshee's working the outside of the arm there, and he'd be well advised to get a good inside position for a collar tie if he could. Oh, yes, and they do the throw down, and Forshee ends up with 2 points out of it. Good balance on his part. An escape by Smith, and they're back tied 2-2 with 34 seconds left in the second period. Forshee's got a pair of legs there, and he's going to do his best to try to, and he was not able to get the takedown, and Smith's back on top here.
Forshee maybe got the wind knocked out of him a little bit here. 4-2
so.
Smith has the advantage, I believe. The official telling us it might be 4-4. Is that what he's trying to indicate on the score?
I believe that's what he's saying.
All right, so they'll say it's 4-4. Smith will start on top here as we start the third period.
Forshee's going to have to do his best to fight off a half and not exhaust every ounce of energy he's got until he gets an opportunity here. Stalemate, and we're going to go back again.
The latter half of this third period, that conditioning is going to come into play, isn't it?
It absolutely is. These are the days those tough practices really pay off. Smith has worked a half in. Of course, he's doing the best he can to fend that off. He's given up several pounds in this match.
And Smith with the pin. Sportsmanship by both young men, and
Absolutely.
I believe we'll have our final matchup of the evening as Pierce Keller and Mr. Darnell will be back on the mat.
Right now we've got a couple of collar ties here by trying to decide what position we're going to take, and Pierce Keller's going to throw a front headlock Iowa and get a 2-point takedown against Evan Darnell and then finish it off with a fall. So quick work there by Pierce Keller.
And I believe, as far as the information we've been given, that is it for wrestling this evening.
It's going to wrap it up.
All right. Any final thoughts, Mr. Archer?
Well, I think we had some good wrestling here tonight. I believe the PCS Braves did a pretty nice job of coming out pretty aggressive.
And they'll be in action again
on Thursday at Beardstown.
All right. And you can follow along on that. I know that you'll see some Facebook Live videos pop up from time to time, and you can definitely watch those and cheer them on from home with some of the different regulations there are at some of the schools. Not everybody able to be in attendance, but we certainly do hope that when that day comes again, that people will take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
All right, we thank you for joining us this evening. Junior High Wrestling on Central Illinois Sports.